These next few videos we're going to do in a bit more conversational style so that we can discuss pros and cons in a more flexible way. So this video, though, is the last one of this last little section of being the things to consider between brands when you're choosing a brand. And this one is the maintenance options. So do you want to talk about what options there are, Erin?
Options are either soaking off your builder gel services every appointment for your returning clients, backfilling them mostly and occasionally soaking off and giving them a fresh set, or basically backfilling forever and ever until the nail grows out.
Which one do you like doing the best?
I backfill forever and ever, with the exception of if a nail is really munted, I'll soak it off. I don't fight the backfill.
I have one brand that I use that I find on some clients, every fifth or sixth time, I feel like I want to soak it off and do it again. But the other brands that I've played with, I just backfill forever.
Yeah.
And I think backfilling forever means, it's just easier, right? Like, do you think?
Yeah. It is, but then I get my short nail clients, and by the time I've filed of colour, prepped you, shaped you, there's 2 scratches of product left on the nail, so I might as well have soaked you off. So I do soak them off. I don't never soak off, but also when you use builder gel, most of your clients have a substantial amount of product and they have longer to long nails. So I do end up backfilling the majority of my work, but I'm not above soaking off.
Yeah, I soak off if I have to, but I think the pros of backfilling every time, I would say my clients really like that. Then, I have a couple of clients who are like, I feel like I need to see my nail. So I will soak off for them so that they can just feel like they've seen their nails and I don't know, it's like a rest assured thing for them.
Yeah.
But then most of my clients, because of how I do my consultation, will be they prefer that I backfill constantly because soaking, if done wrong, can cause damage. And they haven't experienced damage from soaking with me, but lots of clients have experienced damage from removal in general in the past.
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm never removing, they're great, because that's the less chance of damage.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's a big pro for backfilling constantly. I'd say a con is just that some brands will become brittle over time, but that's where you move into the brands that are backfill a lot but soak off sometimes.
Yeah. A major perk of continuous backfills is the time, especially if you're not e-file trained and are having to hand file. If your client wants a lot of strength from an overlay on their long nails, then they need to have a lot of product. But to remove that product every time is really time consuming. So a backfill is very efficient. Damn, I had something else to say.
You'll think of it.
Yeah.
I think I like backfilling every time. Like gel polish, obviously I soak off every time if it's just gel polish on its own. But that's such a quick and easy soak off. Whereas soaking off BR, I do thin it with an e-file first, and so my soak off time's not that much different to a gel polish, but for some reason it feels different, and I just like to backfill. So I like to choose a brand that is backfill only, or can be backfill only.
What would you say to people who are concerned about, but that gel's been on the nail for 8 months?
This is one of my favourite questions, which I think you know.
I need to know.
And actually I had a client say that this week, and it was someone who was from out of town and I hadn't met them before, so they hadn't been privy to my rants before. If someone says, but it's been on for 8 months, I'm like, no, it hasn't, because your nail hasn't been there for 8 months. It takes 3 to 4 months for your nail to grow from the eponychium to the hyponychium. So as I'm backfilling, I'm filing off the nail. So your nail has only had polish on it since it was birthed from the matrix, which was only a maximum of 4 months ago. And so the quarter of your nail, the bottom quarter, the newest quarter, has had polish on it for a month. And the second quarter has had polish on it for 2 months. The third quarter has had polish on it for 3 months. and people who say they want to break, or do they need a break, or do their nails need to breathe, is they're usually talking about a break every 6 months. Or like I had a client ask me a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, because we're coming up to a year that I've been coming to you, and I was like, we are, but your nails aren't. Your nails weren't there when I met you.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And on your longer, or my longer nail clients, because I'm rebalancing, I'm removing that apex, and I make them perfect every time.
Yeah.
Like when you're rebalancing, especially on your longer nails, you're taking down a lot of that product and replacing it with actually new product.
Yeah.
So a lot of that product that's on the nail, that nail might be like 6 months long, but the product that's on there is all really new. Like maybe like that fine layer that's only just hitting the natural nail.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that.
And often my sidewalls are thinnish, that like the edges that are susceptible to lifting and stuff they come almost entirely off before I backfill. Yeah. Do you think there are any pros? Because I know I love the brands that can be backfilled forever. But are there pros in your mind to the brands that are soak off every time? I guess like it's nice that it's fresh, but that's more a mental thing. That's not an actual chemistry thing. That's just, it might feel nice that it's fresh product.
I don't know, because I don't know if we'll keep this in, but I don't actually know of a brand of a buyer that recommends soak off every time.
Yeah, I guess I don't know of a brand that recommends soak off every time either. I just know some of our students soak off every time.
Yeah.
But maybe that's okay. Soak off every time could be a benefit for the students, because I know that we have some people doing this course who aren't proficient at backfilling, because BAB is their step up from gel only.
Yeah, it's not a...
So I guess soaking off every time, some brands you can't soak off, and technically they would be hard gels, but so some brands are very difficult to soak off, or one brand that we've both played with, the clear version is very difficult to soak off, but the coloured soak off really quickly. So actually that would be a consideration, is if you are new and you're doing this module as an upgrade to gel polish, not because it sounds fun, then soaking off every time while you work up your confidence backfilling, I would go for a brand that can soak quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick soak off colour.
I think once you're confident with a backfill, I personally don't think there would be any benefit to soaking it off every time.
No, other than if it's actually faster to soak off than backfill, because I struggle to backfill a tiny amount of product, because if you've only got like a layer or two, say on like a nail biter or a short nail, like have fun backfilling a nail biter, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah. So in that case, I'd soak off.
Yeah, and like one of the things you've got in your notes in front of us is that BAB's really easy to file. So like it's not for those of you who do have experience backfilling acrylic, but you're like, oh, like it's a lot, but this is soft. It's a soft gel, so it files a lot more like butter.
Yeah, and it doesn't clog up your files, say like a poly gel or putty would.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, ease of filing, which is good to consider if you need a debulk for soaking off, or for debulking and reshaping, shortening when you're backfilling. So ease of filing is really important.
Oh, I thought of another thing pro backfilling is that I don't file every time. So because I do file to take the polish off, lots of my backfills of my like 2-week clients, I don't have to restructure the apex. So like 2 out of 3 appointments, I will just backfill with 2 layers, like 2 thin layers. And so that's a lot less work than soaking off and redoing. Whereas if I was having to refile every time, it might be slightly more comparable.
When you say refile every time, do you mean like rebalance the nails, like file down the apex and like move the structure of the nail?
Yeah, but I don't do that every time. So,
but you get clients that need it every time.
Yeah, but like most of my clients, I would say I definitely only because I file to take the polish off, and so it's nicely filed. So then I apply the BAB, and then I only refile and tidy up that BAB like every 2nd or 3rd time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes it quicker. And do you want to talk about, you've got a note about soak-off times. Do you want to talk about that?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I think that's a major consideration to research and look at when looking at a brand and deciding what product you want to invest in is the recommended soak-off time. This definitely can be affected by the colour of it potentially for the previous chemical reasons discussed before. But I'd say that an average soak-off time for a builder product, because it's not just a gel polish base coat, is 15 to 20 minutes. This can definitely be reduced if you're working with an e-file, because your e-file is going to file through that bulk faster than a removal or pure acetone would. But 15 to 20 minutes if you're working with a hand file, I'd say is average.
Yeah.
So consider that what your services are going to be like. So how much product you're going to be applying. Are you hand file trained? Are you comfortable and confident with an e-file? And then also, are you going to be working with a clear or coloured product, which might be your personal preference for whatever reason.
And I would say as well, we're going to touch on e-file later in the course, but if you are doing this module as a step up from gel polish only, please do a full e-file course and get your experience up before, like, we're not just chucking the word e-file in here as like, just grab an e-file.
Yeah.
It's a power tool that you're adding to, like, using on the human body, so don't just, like, use hand filing as a default, and when you get experience and training, then you can switch to using an e-file for your BF services.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm the e-file educator for Monaco, and I still use a hand file in my builder gel services. Like, I don't always touch my e-file.
I use an e-file to zhuzh the gel polish off the top real quick, but not around the edges, and then I hand file the edges and use that time to slightly recontour and shape.
Yeah.
So I don't use it much.
Yeah, you don't need an e-file to do builder gel, contrary to what you see on Instagram.
Yeah.
You can do
I used to hand file my gel polish off all the time with acrylics and stuff before BF existed. The only reason I use an e-file to quickly take the gel polish off is because I injured my back a few years ago, and that much twisting when I don't need to is not good for my back. That's the only real reason.
Yeah, but don't be put off by mention of an e-file, and you don't need to go do that.
And don't treat it as a default. Treat hand filing as a default and add e-file later as like a bonus.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much everything that we need to consider when choosing a brand around maintenance, right?
I'd say so, yeah.
Cool.
Do your research.
Yeah, do your research and just make sure that you are making a decision based on your current skill level.